Hey guys, welcome to the stream. View Sports Talk starts in about 5 minutes. Hope you guys are cozy. Get settled in. Let us know in the comments if you're here. Drop a like on the video, please. Jason looks like Darth Vader, or more like Emperor Palpatine.
The Emperor.
Jason's watching his Braves jump out to a 2-0 early. 3-0.
Oh, goodness gracious!
Last time I checked, it was 2-0. I guess 3.
Mm-mm-mm.
A lot of Houston fans talking shit to me, but they got to remember it's a 7-game series.
Yeah, the Yankees thought they were safe back in 2004, and then we saw how that went.
Gotta play them all. You gotta play them all. Did you guys see that the thumbnail good?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kyle's doing his best Spike Lee impression today.
That's right, baby.
There's a lot of matchy going on today. Good outfits.
A lot of what?
A lot of matchy going on. Combo wombos.
Not for me, man.
I had to
I
wear
went with
both.
just a plain old White Sox 33 All-Star game or 34, whatever year that is.
Yeah, it's the inaugural All-Star, right?
The first All-Star game.
Yeah.
I had bought it from Hat Club, but I already had one.
Oh, geez.
Oh
I'm
God.
like, curve the brim on this son of a bitch.
You gotta pay a data company to update all the data in the captain's armory.
It's all right here, but sometimes I fail.
It has to happen, right? With the amount of hats you have, it's bound. I mean,
Oh yeah, it happens.
yeah, you're bound to forget. Like you have one.
Those become automatic wears. Those I'm gonna wear automatically.
Yeah, you just wear more often.
Yeah,
You know what hat
yeah.
always gets me? The Chicago White Sox two-tone with the C.
Oh
The
yeah,
one that Michael Jordan wore.
yeah.
In his rookie card or whatever, SSP. I have like 4 of those or 3 of those, right? I'm like, just keep buying it. Like, what the hell? Like, I keep thinking, like, I need this hat. And then I look and I'm like, yo, like 5 of them. That one in a random Nationals. I think one
Just
of
the regular
W's.
Nationals.
I think it's like regular, the Navy W. I just keep buying
Yeah.
thinking I don't have it or something. I don't know.
You guys have any like databases or anything of what you have? So
Mm-mm.
I
No.
started my Instagram, but I haven't logged any NBA or MLB yet. So it's pretty much it.
I had something set up an Instagram stuff called I don't forget the Captain Wonders Vault or something like that.
The Captain's
Yeah.
Armory.
Captain's Armory, yeah, and I can't.
It's
It's
got one
much,
post
right?
coming soon.
It's had that same post for 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's coming soon or whatever.
I may at some point like just do it.
Yeah, I mean,
But 6,000 hats.
it's gonna
Oh,
take
yeah.
a lot of fucking
That's gonna
time.
take a while.
I will probably stop buying for 3 months.
Yeah.
It'll
and just
take
do
longer
that.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
I won't take longer than 3 months.
No,
Now let's say what's
It depends how
6,000?
accurate.
What's 6,000 divided by 90? That's
carry
like
the one.
it depends how accurate you want the data to be.
Like 1,500? No, 150.
No,
150.
So it'll be 150 a day. Yeah, no, it'd take me 6 months to do this probably.
Yeah, it will take a long time. It depends how accurate you want the data to be too.
I'd have to hire somebody to do that. I can't do that
I'm
shit.
saying you need a whole company, some data entry company.
I was using like when I first started on Instagram, I was using that to catalog the jersey collection, and then I just got lazy. I just stopped taking pictures. I kept getting stuff in.
Mhm.
There's a box. I don't know if you
Yeah,
see it.
I
But
kind of
that's
just
like
made.
a photograph that I need to
Yeah.
upload. It's a lot of work, man.
I don't know.
I'm
what I would do
OCD with it
hats.
too. Like
It'd be
I
the same
want to make
thing.
sure I input all the data right. The year, size, country of origin, undervisor.
Every
color.
now and then, though, I have to stop and think, do I already have this? Do I have this? I have to like really give it a long thought.
Yeah. Sometimes you do the unintentional double up, man. It happens. It's bound to happen.
I have yet
Ah,
to
man.
do it, thankfully. I have yet to do it. Hats
I've
can be
done
very difficult too. It definitely.
I've done it a
Jerseys,
couple
it's got to
times.
be worse, right? Because jerseys are so expensive compared to hats, relative.
Yeah. Like every now and then, I'll see something. I'm like, "Ooh, that's a good deal. That's a nice." Oh yeah, I already have it. Damn it! Now I'll just move on.
I
Some of them
remember
are easy.
I remember most of it, but some things get like with fashion caps specifically, it starts to blur a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
Sometimes,
got
like,
I've got one of almost every. I think I have every All-Star game patch at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Something.
That's crazy.
That's a good collection.
You want to
mean-
get one of every pair of World Series too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of hats. That's a lot of hats.
That's a drop in the bucket, dude. Come on, man. That's like what is that? Like a couple hundred hats, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
probably
that.
close to 200.
Huh? Well, how many World Series has it been?
100 and
Well,
some.
dude,
100 and something.
Yeah,
I have a shitload of them already.
yeah.
The loser patches are the tough ones.
Yeah.
So
You know,
like
it took me a
starting
while
last
to get a good Cardinals loser patch from 2004. It took me a while.
and some have multiple ones per team. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's gonna be some World Series that will be impossible to get. Just because they didn't do patches back then.
Yeah.
Nah, but they find ways to put something on there.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Maybe get
first
plain
one
Jane
was
and
a
get the pin.
1903.
Yeah, that's a Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. I forgot which one that is.
Uh,
1904 is the Boston Braves.
I don't think it's the Phillies.
it was Boston and Pittsburgh. Boston won
Yeah.
in a 9-game series. Best of
Wow.
9.
9 game.
The
Jeez.
Phillies were like 1915 or
So
something.
weird.
5 games to 4.
It went to 8. It was
Okay.
5-3.
Wow.
All right, you guys ready to get started here?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
Stop it. And start the recording. Hey guys, welcome to the Vault. We're back with another episode of View Sports Talk. We have Pierre, Jason, Leon, myself, and Neil and Kyle in the house today. And today we'll be previewing the 21-22, sounds weird to say that, NBA season. And we're going to be talking about a kind of a hot topic that's come up in the last couple of days, Robo-Umps. So, Pierre, take it away.
Forgive me for what I'm about to do to you all.
He's
What?
an angry Red Sox fan.
This was a last-minute add-on subject.
Nah,
but it's
listen,
been a
man,
long-time subject.
this isn't going to be a long subject, but I got to go here. And I've been talking about it for a while. I fucking hate umpires. I despise them.
We shouldn't know their names.
We should know their names. And we also shouldn't expect them to call 21 balls strikes.
23.
Or 23, what the fuck it was. So they bring in Evaldi, right? And Evaldi strikes out Castro. He strikes him out. It's a strike. Even Angel Hernandez would have called it a strike. And then Houston goes on to score countless amounts of runs to obliterate my Red Sox and change the complete complexion of a series. Now, listen, man, the Red Sox lost. They lost again today, and it was convincing. But I got to tell you, I'm sick and tired of guys behind the plate changing the game. I'm tired of it. I'm absolutely fucking tired of it. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see it. I don't even want to think about these umpires that get paid countless amounts of money to go out there and call a ball or call a strike a ball. I don't understand. Like how much more practice do you need? You do this shit all day, every day. Like what more practice do you need?
Yeah.
And why at such an important, crucial moment are you calling something that's clearly a strike a ball? I don't understand it. And then they go on to just rattle off 6 runs. Like bullshit. Like when are they going to put robots in there? Like when? When? Everyone just wants to see a game that's called accurately. Unless you're 82 years old and you're like, it's not the tradition. Well, the tradition sucks, okay? The tradition sucks. If it's about calling balls strikes and strikes balls, the tradition sucks. Let's be real. Am I right or not? I mean, who wants to see this shit? Who wants to be at the mercy of some overweight slug behind the plate making these bad calls? Like, who wants to see that?
I mean,
Who wants to see that?
it feels like every other sport. There's some sort of challenge system. Like I mean, like in tennis, if the ball's moving at such a high rate of speed, the line judge can get challenged at any moment, and you can overturn the call. But like balls and strikes, as much of things you can review in baseball, for some reason you can't review balls.
You can't review it because it would make the game 17 hours long.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you just need to make the strike zone robotic.
Yeah. I mean, you figure they'll if which it looks like that's something is gonna it should like I agree it should have happened already, but I think within the next couple of years it'll come to that. Obviously, after seeing some of these umpires for the past whatever amount of years, but obviously it's not gonna change calls as far as like foul, fair thing, things like it'll be just for this, right? I mean, the robot
leave
would
them
just
out
be for
there
the
for that.
strike zone,
Leave them
right?
out there for that stupid shit, right? If you're so into the tradition,
No, please,
right?
that
Leave them out there
That's
for
why
that. But
baseball's stuck in their old ways.
just eliminate the controversy.
Yeah.
You have every TV station has a strike zone. Like you can see it right there. Like why can't they just have something telling you it's a ball or a strike? Like why does it have to be that guy?
All you got to do is put an AirPod.
Yeah, you can still have the ump there. He's just
You're gonna need the umpire, but
yeah,
the robot technically, it'll relay.
Just look up at the scoreboard. Oh,
It'll
that was a strike.
whether
That
it's
was a ball.
or strike. I think that's
Or
how
just
they,
have a little speaker behind the plate. Like, what do you need these guys for?
They could even just put lights in the umpire's mask.
yeah,
Put red light on the left, green light on the right.
yeah. With all the technology now, they could find a way.
I mean,
what was the statistic, Jason? What was the statistic? What was the statistic around?
He miscalled 23 pitches last night.
Yep.
Now a couple of those might have been strikes or balls that he called strikes.
Yeah.
But he missed 23. So that brings up the point, right? And an article I was reading today, he's notoriously bad. Like
last year.
Him and Angel Hernandez, why are they even in baseball? I don't understand it. Why do they have a job?
Okay, that's what I want to know. Okay, whether you have robot umps or anything like that, right? The traditionalists, they're going to fight that forever. They've tried it in the Independent Atlantic League. It's had mixed reviews, so I don't think it's coming to Major League Baseball anytime soon. But my point is, these stats. If a player has bad stats, does he play? No, he loses his job. Why is Laz Diaz even in the position to be calling that in the first place if he's this notoriously bad?
I bet it's tenure. I
don't give a shit about tenure.
I know, neither do I, but that's what it is. That's what it is.
What Major League Baseball needs to be doing is grading these umpires every single game.
Do you remember before the playoffs what I said? I said Angel Hernandez there's no way he's going to be in the playoffs.
He got a playoff. He got a playoff.
Then he's in the playoffs.
He's still in the playoffs right now.
Joe West
For
is
what? He's literally, if you ask anybody who's the worst umpire in baseball, everybody's going to say Angel Hernandez. Then the next person they're going to say is Laz Diaz. And then I don't even know who's after that. They said Joe West actually is not that bad.
CB Buckner's pretty bad.
Buckner's terrible too.
There's some guys that are really
why
bad.
do we know these fuckers' names? Like, why do we even know their names? Like,
Right.
why do we know? I want to call them like short circuit, like that robot.
Yeah.
Like, just put it back. Put a robot back there.
Johnny
They shouldn't be
Five.
felt back there. They shouldn't be noticeable. That's the bottom line. No one goes to the game to watch these fucking umps and their ump shows.
No,
Well,
the
I
Red
mean,
Sox
they're-
got
they're-
beat, man. I
they're
don't want to make
family-
excuses. I'm not going to make excuses. The Red Sox are getting beat, okay? They're getting beat. They're getting the brakes beat off in the last two games. But I'm going to tell you right now, that call yesterday in that game, I am telling you, changed the whole trajectory of a series.
Yeah.
That one goddamn ball that was called that one goddamn strike that was called a ball, it was ridiculous. It gave Castro a new life. Then as soon as Castro drove in the runs, Evaldi's like, fuck. Mentally, what does that do to people? When you throw the perfect pitch and you've got this idiot behind the plate that calls a strike a ball, what does it do to you mentally?
I mean, Evaldi was done after that call. Like, he didn't know what to do after that point, right? Like,
it took like the life out of him after that. Which it
It's a
would.
joke.
I mean, it would take the life out of you when you know that pitch, first of all, is a strike. And like Pierre said, it changes everything.
inning would have been over. They got a chance
Yeah.
to walk it off.
Inning was over, and the mentality is way different. You come up in the ninth at home, you're like, all right, we got this, or the eighth, whatever inning it was, we got this, right? I've never seen one call for the Red Sox turn the trajectory like that. I've never seen it. It was so terrible. I want robots back there. I don't want to see Laz Diaz. I don't want to see Angel Hernandez. Thank God Joe West is like retiring. I don't want to know their names. I don't want to know who they are. Yeah. It's like in NFL. The only reason why I know Ed Hockley is because he's jacked. That's the only reason why I know. Right. That's all I know. I don't know him because he makes shitty calls. Like the NFL isn't there's a lot of bad calls in the NFL too, but it's not like this, man. It's a pitcher versus a batter, and you've got some guy behind the plate that dictates the strike zone, and there is already a defined strike zone. So why do you get to change it, jackass? Why? Why is today the day where you expand the strike zone 6 inches to the left? I don't understand it.
Yeah, and it takes like 6 innings to figure out, you know.
So you got players like, okay, what's the strike zone going to be this guy? Yeah. Does it change because they like Albert Pujols? I mean, it's just stupid.
Now, there are stories of like umpires not calling strikes on guys like Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs.
Absolutely, because they trust their eye. Because
they trust their eye better than their own. Tony Gwynn, in fact, one time yelled at an umpire, and the first line he said was, "You know how I know that wasn't a strike? Because I didn't swing at it." So, just the human element there. I mean, these umpires should be striving to get every call right. Instead, they're making it about themselves.
Yeah.
And Major League Baseball is allowing it. Why are these terrible?
It's the union. I'm telling you, it's the union. So what happens is, I almost guarantee, I don't know for a fact. I'm just kind of guessing and speculating here. I believe Angel Hernandez and Laz Diaz, tenure-wise, because of tenure, have earned their right to be in the playoffs, which is bullshit. Retest these sons of bitches, like grade them, evaluate them, give them scores at the end of games, and then like be like, listen, I'm sorry, man. Guess what, Angel? Guess what? You're the worst umpire in baseball, so you're not going to be anywhere near the playoffs. As a matter of fact, we're only going to put you in inconsequential games at the end of the year. You can sit out the first, and we'll let you be a part-time umpire, and you can call the games that don't matter at the end of the year.
You're calling the AL Central.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Stay over there. You know what I think is? You know what I think is something baseball. I don't know if they can do this actually, but I think you can tell some of these umpires have never played the sport. I don't know if they could ever find a way to get guys that played the sport.
That's part of the problem, right? Like you have to be, if you want to be a Major League Baseball umpire, you have to start at 18 years old.
Exactly.
To work your way up to even get to the major leagues by the time you're 30, right?
It's really scary to think Laz Diaz spent all of his life, mastering his craft, and this is what he's given us. Like, I mean, I think this is pretty scary.
Yeah,
here's the thing. Like, it's the playoffs now, right? The players have to be at their absolute best. You would expect these umpiring crews to be at their absolute best. And so far, they've been at their absolute worst.
Absolutely.
And honestly, what I've seen of the playoffs to this point, it's been historically bad across the board in every game, just about. I mean, the strike zone, you don't know what the strike zone is. It floats.
You know what's crazy too? Pitchers aren't in long enough for you to even figure out the strike zone either. So because it changes from pitcher to pitcher. Yeah. So now
the Braves replaced their pitcher after the first inning.
It's been exacerbated by the fact that they're taking pitchers out every goddamn inning. So then it's like, all right, now I got this. Now I got a strike zone. Now I'm battling the pitcher I haven't seen him yet. Now I'm battling this guy behind the plate. Then if you're a manager, God forbid you come out and call them out on their egregiously poor call.
They want to throw you out the game.
You might get tossed.
Like Cora came out, and it's like, I'm surprised you can get thrown out, man. I got to give that idiot credit. I mean,
I guess he let him go. It's the playoffs, but it should never get to that point where he has to argue for your fucking horrible strike and ball calling. It should never get to that.
Yeah. I mean, this is the playoffs. Do they have the same crew all year long?
The crews change.
Yeah. During the playoffs, they change. During the regular season, it's the same crew. but in the
Okay.
playoffs they changed the crew around.
So these are supposed to be all-star crews then, right?
Yeah, pretty much. These are
It's
supposed to
it's
be.
probably based on tenure.
Yeah, exactly.
Could
It's
be, but
garbage.
maybe it is based on skill. And then Angel Hernandez is just outshined by the other guys on the. I don't know, man. But either way, we shouldn't know who we shouldn't. I don't want to know them.
I outside of Ed, like you were saying, Pierre, outside of Ed Hockley, I dare you guys to name another NFL official.
None.
His son.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Exactly.
Like
That's his
I just
first
know
name.
that his son's there too. I mean, and is there like
Right.
there's a female
There's a
too,
couple
right?
female.
Yeah, there's a
there's a couple.
Yeah, I
female.
mean, that I want to know for the right reasons. I don't want to
Sure,
know
sure.
about Laz Diaz. I don't want to ever see that son. That guy, I guarantee you, man, he ain't gonna be eating out in Boston anytime soon. You better
Well.
order in, pal. You better order in.
Well, it could be the Astros cheating again. Maybe that's what's going on here.
Nah, man, it's not. It's the
Well, what
umpires
the-
suck.
What the umpires need to do is go ahead and borrow the Astros cameras and stuff and figure
Yeah,
out
right.
what pitch is
Nah,
coming.
Nah,
and
solve
what
the problem, man. Solve the
It's
problem.
such
Just
easy fixable thing. That's the
It's
thing.
an easy fix. If Fox can figure it out, FS1, if like CBS can figure it out, then guess what? The technology exists.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Listen, they're automating cashiers at Whole Foods. Why can't they just automate the strike zone?
In fact, MLB.com has the pitch
As it's
before
coming.
my TV even does, right?
Exactly.
So it's there. I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't think we'll ever get to the point where we do have robot umpires. For one, I mean, the union itself won't allow it. And you got all these old fuddy-duddies all over the place in Major League Baseball that won't allow it.
Now, the old funny duddies are literally dying off. Literally, it's like
Yeah.
they are.
Keep
I mean,
losing.
every 5 years we get younger and younger. You know, I mean, in terms of that mentality. But either way, we can move on from this topic. I think. Is there anyone that disagrees with the robot umpire?
No.
The only thing I might worry about with the robot umps is if pitchers get so good that they just start like really picking at the corners, or
That's
they
what
get
they
so
should be
far.
doing.
That's what they should be rewarded
I know,
for.
but I mean, like in the sense that like it's not technically a strike, but it's because it's like
If
a tiny
if it
bit
goes over
you
the
know.
plate between the knees and the belt, it's a strike.
Yep.
If any part of the ball goes over the front part of the plate from knees to belt, it's a strike.
Why should we think about this, guys? Like, honestly, like, why
Right.
should we think about, all right, we're going into the game, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, I wonder if it's going to be a tight strike zone or if it's going to be like a large strike zone. Why should we
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
thinking
That's
about
the
that?
thing. From umpire to umpire, the strike zone
Right.
changes from one umpire to the next. So it's like I could
Why-
understand. I could understand if they were all literally on the same plane. Then okay.
Well,
I mean,
why should we even have to think about that, though? In all honesty,
No, we
why should
shouldn't.
we even have to think about that? We should not have to think about that. We should
So
just be going into the game thinking about which team's better.
Donovan just asked a question: would robo umpires
saw it,
benefit hitters or pitchers more? It'd be both.
both exactly.
Both, but at least
Consistency.
it would be accurate.
It'll
What I'm
be
looking
even.
for is accuracy.
You just want to
Consistency-
be even, right? You want to be
consistency.
fair. That's the thing.
I want to
Yeah.
be fair. As much as I hate the Yankees, I don't want to see the Red Sox win on a bad call to the Yankees. I don't want to see that. I want to see a legit game played where it's fair, it's equitable. There's no outside sort of controversy or elements that are impacting the outcome of the game. I just want to see a real well played game that's called the right way. That's what I want.
Exactly.
That's what I want.
He says that he feels like it would benefit the hitters more. If that was the case, we'd have robo umpires already, because Major League Baseball would do anything to increase offense.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, I think at the end of the day, it's going to help both. Like
Yeah.
you said,
Yeah.
Jason, I think a player's going to at least know when I go up to the plate, right?
Mhm.
The strike zone is the strike zone. I don't have to worry about,
Just right now, that pitch is literally 4 inches off the plate. They call it a strike.
listen, you see it all the time. But the point being is like why?
yeah.
I mean, so let's move on from this, fellas. I think I think at this point, I think we're on the same page here. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So let's move on to the NBA.
So NBA started yesterday. Today, most of the teams are playing. Some are playing tomorrow. So I guess we wanted to go through who were your finals predictions for East and West,
Yeah.
and then maybe do some MVP predictions, Rookie of the Year, something like that.
Yeah, we can do that. I think well, so let's start over in the Western Conference. Since most of us are Eastern Conference fans, we'll start in the Western Conference. So who do you guys got out of the Western Conference? So I'll start with you, Leon. Who do you got coming out of the Western Conference?
So the Lakers looked pretty bad yesterday. So based on that one game, I think I'm gonna roll with the Utah Jazz and the Denver Nuggets. They're the teams that kind of stuck together the most. There wasn't much change within two teams. Jamal Murray coming off injury will let me favor the Jazz a little bit. I think the Jazz
are the popular pick.
Yeah.
Like when you're looking at all the experts are picking the Jazz.
Yeah.
Most of them
I mean, they're good.
They bring back
is
a good thing. They're kind of hitting their groove. I think they've never really done much in the playoffs. They had the best record last year going in, and they didn't advance. But I think this year, with an aging LeBron and Kawhi being out, Jamal Murray being out for Denver, I think they got a chance to finally crack through. And I don't think Phoenix does what they did last year.
How about you, Neil? Oh, Kyle, you want to go?
No, go ahead, Neil.
Okay, I guess I'm going to go with popular opinion here because, and I didn't really look at any of what the experts were saying. I just kind of did this off the cuff earlier. I guess a day or so ago. I have the Jazz over the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. I do think that the Lakers, despite what they looked like yesterday, I think they do, kind of come together. It might take them, a little time to gel, but I do think they come together at the end and at least get to a Western Finals. But I think that the Jazz will be too much for them there, and I think that Utah comes out of the West.
Neil, Kyle, how about you?
So I'm gonna be a bit controversial. I don't see the Westbrook dynamic fitting with the Lakers. It's just we know what LeBron can do, obviously being healthy, even though it's year 19 for him, but he's still LeBron at the end of the day. AD, when AD's healthy, he's a top 5 player, talent-wise. But the whole Westbrook dynamic, man, he doesn't fit that team. He's a guy that needs the ball in his hand all the time. And with LeBron, LeBron's gonna have the ball, so it's gonna be difficult for him to get involved in the offense because he's not a great shooter as well. So it might take them some time. I still think they'll be competitive. Obviously, one of the better teams in the West, but I got them going to the Western Conference Finals. But when Klay Thompson comes back, I got Golden State also going to the Western Conference Finals. Steph Curry, he's a great player. Klay, we know he had the ACL and the Achilles, so we don't know how he's going to come back. But the good thing with Golden State is that they have a lot of young pieces that if they wanted to trade away for a superstar that's, at the deadline that doesn't want to be with their team anymore, I think that's a move they can make. And with the guys they have in place already, I can definitely see them, get into the Western Conference Finals. I'll still take the Lakers. I just don't think anybody can match with LeBron and AD as far as any other teams in the West. I like Utah. Donovan Mitchell's, he's a great player. Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. But I think when it comes down to it, I trust LeBron a lot more than Utah. That's pretty much why.
That's fair.
How about you, Jason? Who you got?
Let's go Golden State and Utah.
Okay. You think Golden State gets there with their current team, or you think they have to make a big trade?
I think they Nick Spike Lee over there was saying when Klay Thompson comes back, Wiseman will have a good full year. They just got a lot of young talent. Steph Curry still Steph Curry. He played bad and still had a triple-double yesterday.
Yeah, shot horribly.
I think there's just too much firepower on that team. The Lakers, LeBron, obviously he looked spectacular last night, but this is his 20th year in 20th season in the NBA. I just don't think he's going to be able to keep it up the entire year. And Anthony Davis hasn't played a full year in forever. And then that leaves Westbrook, who knows where his head is fucking at. So, yeah, I'm going with Golden State and Utah.
Wow. I'm going Lakers over Mavericks. I think listen, man, I think the Jazz are the sexy choice. I get it. I think Luka's about to blow up. And I think they don't have a ton of pieces around him.
He needs help. He definitely needs help.
But I gotta be honest with you, man. I believe in that guy. I think there's gonna be a big year. And you're gonna have to connect the dots once I talk about my Eastern Conference. But listen, I just think this LA team is gonna gel. I think it's gonna take some time. I think there's gonna be some injuries along the way. I don't think they're gonna be the number 1 seed, but I think they're gonna be it. I'm not betting against LeBron yet, even though I can't stand the guy. That team's loaded, man. I don't think that they're just gonna lay up here. I think they're gonna
deep enough. The Lakers.
I don't think they need to be, man. I think that that it's a powerhouse team, and I think they're gonna take the Western Conference. I think they're gonna be, and I don't think the Jazz. I understand they're the sexy pick. I mean, you really believe in them?
Yeah, I got to see it. You know,
I don't.
For me, it's more like I don't.
I just feel it's like their year to come out of the West. I don't know why. I just kind of have that vibe. Yeah, I thought Lakers. I really did, but at the end of the day, I think I don't know, man. I mean, they've come close a few times. They've been together for some years. I just think that this is their year to kind of put up or shut up, and I think they put up. I think at least they get to the finals. And again, I didn't base this off of other popular opinion. This is just kind of me.
No, I'm not questioning that. I'm not saying that you did that. I'm just saying I don't believe in the Jazz.
Yeah, and that's fine. But the beauty of this before the season is it's great. Everyone has opinion, and
I think at the end of the year, I think the Lakers are going to come together. I do.
I think with Rudy Gobert, the Utah Jazz have the best chance of slowing down the Lakers and ultimately stopping them. If they're completely healthy, right? If the Lakers are completely healthy, they won't need that help if they're not. So that's why I went with them. He can definitely counter.
They just remind me of a team that's gonna struggle here and there, but then when it comes down to crunch time, they're gonna be the team you don't want to be dealing with.
So nobody likes the Suns this year.
I don't see them doing what they did last year. Obviously, we know Devin Booker's great, but I think the Ayton situation of him not getting his money he might be a little bit upset about that. I'm not saying he's not going to go out there and play. And I just don't think, listen, Chris Paul has had a history of injuries for the past couple of years. He's been healthy. So obviously I don't want to see him hurt, but he's an older guy as well. I think he's like 36, 37 already. It's going to be tough for him to stay. I'm not saying he can't stay healthy the whole year, but with his history and his past injury history, it's going to be tough for them to get back to that, to the finals again, I think.
They're not going to sneak up on anyone either.
He goes down in the playoffs too. That's the problem.
Yeah. And like you said, Leon, they're not going to sneak up. Everybody kind of knows what to expect from them now. Everybody respects them, obviously, because they know Devin Booker's great and, they got good players on that team. But I don't.
I get what you're saying too, though, Jason, about having the tools to slow down the Lakers. Listen, man. There's always these teams in the NBA and the NFL that are like they hang around, and then you're like, fuck,
yeah,
like oh shit. Because in all honesty, a lot of these things come down to whether or not you can get there, in somewhat of a decent position, but healthy with some momentum.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Lakers are playing the long game. They're not like, oh God, we gotta win right now. They're like, all right, we gotta figure out how to gel. They're not looking to break the wins, the season wins record. They're looking to
40 wins. That's all they need.
They're looking to gel at the right time. They're looking to get this to work and then be that team that is healthy and rested and has momentum. It's different. Like I'm used to the Jordan era where it was like, all right, 72 wins and like, oh my God, this They don't need to do that. Like you
Yeah.
can, it's almost like when you graduate college, you can graduate with a C average. Nobody gives a fuck. I mean,
Yeah,
you
you
passed, you got
graduated,
through, man. And they're not, you know,
I got the same degree you got.
But you
One of
follow me? It's the same type of thing. I mean, at the end of the
right.
day, like if you're getting there, you're getting there. I mean, it's I don't know.
If I were them, I'd only play LeBron on Sundays.
They're going to be load managing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
no,
mean-
that's the point. They should
Right.
be.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Why-
if they
why
can
play
gel
him?
at the right time, and
Why
that
play
dude,
him any more than you need to? Why put any more miles on that thing?
yeah, I don't know if I'd go as far as to say only Sundays, but I do
Only
get
Sundays.
your point is like load manage and get to a point where you're in a position to play.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you've
Just
had
get
enough
in.
time together where you've gelled.
The good thing
It's
about
gonna
them is
work. That LA
They-
shit's gonna work, man. That LA
They-
shit's
they-
gonna work.
they got guys that know exactly what the role is. So when it comes time to slash your rotation down to 7 or 8 guys, maybe even 6 guys.
Who hates
No.
the Lakers more than me?
Me. Well, I'm probably right there. Which
Yeah.
I hate the
I mean-
Lakers more so because of LeBron. Honestly,
We've
because
hustled with them before.
I'm a huge Kobe fan. Being a Knicks fan, I was still a Kobe fan.
You know, but the whole thing with me is like
But you obviously is understandable. You're a Celtics fan.
I'm a
so-
Celtic
I mean,
fan.
all
I
of us
hate,
in the
I
East-
fucking hate the Lakers. Man.
All of us fans from the East have
We've
watched
tussled
LeBron
with them
beat
a
up our
few
teams.
times.
Yeah, like multiple years. So we all kind of hate him.
Yeah.
There's a respect. There's a healthy.
Yeah, but
respect
I
there.
also hate
Sure.
the Lakers though, like the
Yeah, yeah.
colors, like everything about them. I just
The whole
But I also
Showtime,
know-
That's the two
fucking
evils.
Pat
fusing
Riley.
together.
That's why
Ah.
that's
With
the main
slick
reason I hate
hair,
the Heat is because of fucking Pat Riley.
I'm not a fan of Pat Riley either. But the whole thing is, man, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think they're gonna gel. So let's move on to the Eastern Conference now. So, let's start with you, Jason. Eastern Conference. You got coming out of the Eastern Conference.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun one. I'm going. The Milwaukee Bucks will again reach the NBA Finals by beating the Boston Celtics
Ooh.
in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm going way off the board with that one.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
Kyle's sitting there shaking his head. I got the Celtics coming out of the East.
Yeah, screw you.
I'm gonna
Kyle.
tell you. I'm gonna
It's
tell
not
you
going to be the
right now.
fucking. It's not going to be fucking Knicks.
Just
It's not going to be the Nets because
right. Just because
I hope
the
Kyrie
Knicks
or-
are winning. Just because the Knicks are up by 4 on the
One
Celtics
game.
right now doesn't mean shit.
I'm
One
just,
fucking
I
game.
never mentioned nothing about it.
No, but I see you looking up at I see you
yeah,
looking
look
up
at
at your
the score.
screen to watch the score. I've got the score in front of me
course.
too. But I'm gonna look, go ahead, Jason. Go ahead.
Can we mute Kyle? Because I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yes,
Don't worry,
Oh, man, I like.
I got
what
you.
Kyle
I
does.
got- I'll take-
He has a setting.
Take care of it. I'll
I
take
think
it.
Kyle's internet issues was he wanted to finish watching the Knicks Celtics game.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, the Bucks. I think they're the team to beat until somebody beats them. You got to prove it. I don't like the Nets. Everybody's picking the Nets. I think this whole Kyrie thing is going to get to them at some point. He's either gonna get vaccinated and be unhappy and show it because he's one of those players that does that, or they're gonna have to figure out a way to trade him. And are they going to get those pieces in? I know they got Harden and Durant, and those are two of the best players of our lifetime. Whatever. I don't think they're going to have enough. And I like the Celtics, man. I like the moves they made this off. This is obviously a biased pick, and
I don't even like the moves they made. You know what I like, Jason? I like that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have gotten a year older. I like the prospect of Robert Williams coming into his own.
Oh.
And Marcus Smart is still the biggest pain in the ass in the NBA.
The biggest. He's like a gnat. He just won't go.
I got to tell
away.
you, the X factor is can Robert Williams play well? Because
I
I
think
think Tatum and I think Brown are both going to be 28 point a game scorers. I believe it, and they're both plus defensive players. And Robert Williams defensively can be fantastic.
Yep.
I think people are sleeping on the Celtics. I think they're sleeping on the Celtics. I don't give a fuck if they're losing to the Knicks right now. I don't care. At the end of the day,
it's game fucking one.
I believe not because I'm a Celtics fan. I don't pick the Celtics every year. I don't do that. I don't act that way. I didn't even pick the Red Sox to get past Tampa Bay. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, I think the Celtics are going to end up beating the Bucks. I agree with you with the Nets being. I think they're a disaster. I think they're a mess. I see in Capnito here saying they're a disaster. They're a mess. They're a fucking mess.
Mhm.
The Celtics have a great coach who I respect and I think is going to really take them to the next level.
Mhm.
And they've got, I think, one of the best 1-2 punches in basketball in Tatum and Brown.
Yep.
And they're both great defensively too. Don't forget that. They got in their starting rotation, they got 4 guys that are
That can
great
guard.
defensive players.
Mhm.
They got Marcus Smart, they got Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and Robert Williams. This is all going to come together. Watch. It's going to come together.
Oh, it has been together. It's going to just
No,
elevate
I'm
this
saying
year.
now one more year under their belt, and you can't have Cantor in the starting rotation. Cantor is not it.
No.
Cantor is fucking terrible. I want to be clear.
Williams.
He's
Williams.
weak.
All the way.
He's soft. I can't stand him. He doesn't play defense at all, and he's not enough on the offensive end to make up for it. So, but I do have the Celtics coming out. Jason and I have the Celtics. Jason has Milwaukee. I've got the Celtics. Kyle, I'm waiting to hear your prediction.
Let's hear how you imagine the Knicks get into the NBA Finals.
No, he wouldn't say that.
I'm a logical fan. I'm not gonna go that far, but I think the situation with Brooklyn that's gonna be something that's gonna affect them the whole year. I believe. I think it's gonna be a situation where, obviously we don't know what Kyrie's gonna do. You know, could he come back? Yes, it's a possibility. Will he come back?
Cares about that guy? I'm so sick of that guy.
I don't think anybody knows if he's going to come back, honestly. But I don't
think he knows either.
Yeah, I don't think so. Exactly.
He's a clown.
I can see them getting to the to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think Milwaukee is going to be there as well. But I think Milwaukee gets back to the finals, man. I think Giannis finally got that, that chip off his shoulder where he's able to just go out there. He has a championship now. He's able to just go out there and play. And the thing with Milwaukee that I like a lot, everybody knows their role on that team. Like the guys that come off the bench, their starters, Drew Holiday, Middleton, they all know what they have to do in the game. So, and listen, Giannis, he still has room to improve. That's the scary part. He still has room to improve, and he's already incredible. So I can see Milwaukee, I see them actually getting back because they just have no drama around them. They're coming into the season just playing ball. So I see them getting back to the finals.
That's one thing about Giannis, right? He's drama free, man, for the most part.
It's just playing ball, man. He just wants to play ball.
He doesn't allow it around him either, man.
Exactly. So I see them getting back to the finals against beating Brooklyn to get back to the finals.
What seed do you think?
Still a New York team.
What?
Oh, well, I hate Brooklyn.
You
don't consider them a New York team.
What seed do you think the Knicks are going to be?
The Knicks, I think the Knicks are going to be probably a 5th seed.
Yeah.
5th or 6th seed.
6th seed. I like that better.
Yeah.
You think they're going to finish with a better record than the Celtics?
I can see them finishing with around the same record. But let me explain. Can I explain?
You think the Knicks are going to win 70 games this year?
No, but
The Celtics
the Celtics ain't.
I
I know
they're going to win 70 games, man.
Listen, you know what's the problem with the Celtics? I'm not taking nothing away from Tatum and Brown. They're incredible. And it doesn't even worry me because I'm not a Celtic fan, but I think not having a legitimate point guard to run the offense is going to be something that can hurt you. Marcus Smart, we know Marcus Smart's a great defensive player, but he's not a point guard. Could they still go out and get a point guard? Possibly, yes, of course. But I think at the end of the day, something like that can affect them. And also, I don't see their bench is not very deep. I mean, like you guys were saying, Grant Williams I like him. He's a really good center, defensive wise. But their bench, I don't see a great, not even great player, but really much on their bench. So yes, we know Tatum and Brown. There's no argument there for me. They're great. But as far as as a whole, I think the Knicks have a deeper team than the Celtics do. Yeah, we don't have
what do you need a point guard for in today's NBA?
Well, you need a point guard you need a point guard. We've seen some teams that don't have a point guard and they struggle.
Who runs the press anymore?
Nobody runs the press, no.
Exactly.
But you need a point. Marcus Smart cannot be your point guard.
We got Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is he's an underrated facilitator. So I'm going to tell you right now, he's not going to look like the prototypical point guard, but he's an underrated facilitator. He doesn't make a ton of mistakes with the basketball.
Plays that bully ball against if you're bringing a team that has small guards, He's gonna bring.
Oh
that
yeah,
ball.
he plays tough as shit. That's nothing. I'm not gonna lie
You
about
don't
that.
need a point guard in today's NBA.
Ours just
Oh.
never shot.
You
Not in
don't.
a conventional sense. You need a facilitator.
But
You
you
need
do
a
need a
facilitator.
I mean,
facilitator.
you got Tatum and you got Brown.
But
and you
they're
got
more
Smart.
so scorers though.
They've had them.
Not Brown, man. And you got Pritchard and you got Schroeder.
Fritz Schroeder. We see Schroeder. We see
Yeah.
Schroeder with LA last year.
Yeah, we got him on the cheap though.
Wow, you did.
Yeah, we got him where he's actually
You're
valued
right.
at.
Listen, I just
He looks like
you,
he's
you
laying
might be right.
tracks down. Look at him.
The Celtics may need to add some pieces, but let me tell you something right now. I am a firm believer in Brown and Tatum and their growth and development.
Mhm.
Those two guys are going to score 28 points a game each. I'm telling you. Jaylen Brown is electric. I think he's probably the most underrated player in the NBA. Jaylen Brown is the real deal. He's quiet, keeps to himself. When you look at his all-around game, I think he's probably one of the most underrated players. I won't say the most. I'll say he's one of the most underrated players in the NBA. And I think people underestimate him on the defensive end of the basketball too. I just do. I do. I believe in those two players. I think they've got a good mentality to them. I'm gonna ride with the Celtics. All right, Neil, who you got?
Well, the Celtics love stops here. Living in Drama Central here in the NBA.
Oh God, we're gonna hear about the Sixers for
Yeah,
half an hour.
Jason, I'm
Here we
tired of
go.
hearing about it too, but it
This
is what it
pending
is.
Dame
You know,
Lillard acquisition.
My two that I still hold the dream. My two combatants out of the Eastern Conference, when all said and done, when the dust settles, is going to be the Miami Heat versus the defending champ Milwaukee Bucks.
Right.
And I have the Heat coming out of it in a tough series. I just think, look, the Bucks are a great team, and they proved it last season by winning the chip. I just think, though, by winning that chip, I think that gets the hunger just off just a little bit. And, I like what the Heat did. Obviously, Leon, they have a guy that you're familiar with there. They brought in the offseason, and, they've been, one of those kind of ascending teams. So I think they come out of it this year over the Milwaukee Bucks. And, I have much love for my Sixers, always do. But, yeah, it's another year we're not going to be in the Eastern Finals. It's going to be the Heat and the Bucks.
You're not gonna be in the Eastern playoffs.
Oh, I think they will. I think they'll be in the playoffs. But it's going to be the Heat over the Bucks in the Eastern.
Leon's muttering something. What'd you say, Leon?
He said you said the Sixers aren't gonna make the play.
Did you say that the Heat aren't going to make the playoffs or the Sixers?
Oh no. The Heat will. The Heat are good. He has a legit chance to make the conference finals. I just don't think they got enough to get by the Bucks if they do.
That's right.
The Heat have the guy we should have kept, Jimmy Butler. But I again, this is how I see it. The crystal ball. I got the Heat over the Bucks in the Eastern Finals because Mighty fans said so.
That means the Western
Ball
Conference
box.
is definitely winning, no matter who they put up there.
Yeah. fucking Neil just jinxed the entire Eastern Conference.
That's okay. Celtics aren't coming out of it either. Damn it!
All right, Leon? Who's playing the Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals?
I'm not taking the Raptors. I think I'm right there with Neil. I like the Heat. Kyle Lowry makes them.
That's right, Leon.
Of course,
That's right, Leon.
we had to find a way to get Kyle Lowry, that donut-loving son of a gun, that Tim Hortons eating son of a gun.
In an alternate universe, Jimmy Butler could have stayed in Philly. Philly could have traded Ben Simmons, and Kyle Lowry could have joined him in Philly. They could have had a lot of parades, but they're gonna have to do it from Miami now. Victor Oladipo, they signed on the cheap. Hopefully, he comes back healthy.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson had to get a little humbled a little bit.
That Hero guy, I can't stand that kid.
Yeah, he thinks
he's a good
I
player,
can't
though.
stand that kid. He's not a great player.
I said good.
Okay, I hope you said good because he's not a great player. He thinks he's a great player.
They had to be humbled a bit, and I think they did. I think Kyle and Jimmy bring that work ethic. I think Bam is a star.
What work ethic? Shoving donuts down your gullet?
You're just fat shaming Kyle Lowry now. Kyle Lowry's a great worker.
You said fat shaming Kyle Lowry.
There's no Tim Hortons in Miami. He's not going to be able to play.
No,
he's
there's
gonna be at-
Yeah, but he'll be
Krispy
able to
Kreme.
golf a lot, so he'll be relaxed and ready to go. I think Miami's gonna be dangerous.
I knew I could see this, Leon. If I had to predict where you were going to go, I knew if the Raptors are so ridiculous, you can't say it out loud. So you're like, all right, how do I insert the great Kyle Lowry into this conversation?
I've seen a lot of people
Canadian
make the
basketball
sexy.
Hall of Famer.
I've seen a lot of people make the sexy pick with the Bulls going far with DeMar DeRozan, another Raptor great, but I couldn't do that either. So I'm just go for Miami.
The Bulls.
Him and Zach
And the
LaVine are not
Bulls.
gonna work.
I know, but a lot of people are kind of picking them.
Yeah, it's just the like you said, the sexy new pick, new
Yeah.
team constructed.
Now you see it take off, like when the media gets around somebody
Yeah,
or a team. So I'm not saying you did this, Neil. So please don't start getting defensive again. But like the Jazz are one of them. Like they weren't like, and now everyone's like, oh, the Jazz. It's like
in the West last year.
I know. But I mean, no, did anyone really believe in them though?
Nah.
No.
The Bulls, like one of their big acquisitions was Alex Caruso. I mean, what
Caruso.
The
Oh
Eagle.
God,
No,
keep that guy.
Bald Eagle.
Ball and DeMar were bigger.
Get outta
acquisitions,
here.
But
Get out of here.
They're like, I don't know, man. They're like
The East is wide
a
open.
workhorse team.
the East
East-
is wide open though. Can we agree?
It's deep though, too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of
like
lot
the
of
top
good
tier.
teams.
The top tier is probably the Bucks, the Nets.
Yeah,
in
and
Miami.
then-
Starting to
That's
flip
the
again.
I
top
don't
tier.
know. I don't put Miami up there. I
You don't
don't.
think so? They made
Miami's,
the finals
Miami's
2
in
years
that
ago.
second tier.
I think it's. I
Second
think
tier?
I think it's the Nets and
Bucks.
Milwaukee in the upper tier,
yeah.
Okay.
and then everyone else is kind of in that next kind of.
Fair.
You know,
That's
all
fair.
the other. I don't know, man. I'm excited to see what happens, though. I think we can all agree it's going to be exciting because I like it better when it's not like. Because in all honesty, are we really like, oh, this team's going to dominate this year? No one's thinking
No.
that about any team.
I think other than
Few
Detroit,
years back.
like everyone kind of has a chance, right? Like Charlotte could take
Other than
seven.
Detroit.
Detroit even has a chance, though,
You
because
think Detroit.
they have a chance. That's why they play the games.
I mean, they're in first place, I guess, today because they haven't played yet.
I mean, see, in
Who wants to
basketball,
put
in basketball, one great player can really change your
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
your
fair.
whole team.
and they got going into the postseason awards talk, I guess, rookie of the year, Cade Cunningham. So
Who
yeah,
wants
I don't
to
think they'll
guard
make the
cheap?
playoffs, but there's always a chance that they sneak
Yeah,
in there.
you're trying to pawn off that Ben Simmons.
Well, I'll sell them for Tic Tacs.
That guy's an
But you
asshole,
talk-
right?
no,
I mean,
hey.
that guy's an asshole, man.
I can't believe the fact he's upset with Philly.
Uh,
They should be upset with him. I mean,
Okay, I'm right here. No more Ben Simmons talk the rest of the NBA season.
We can't, man. We gotta.
no.
Why?
We got him because he's a story. He's a jerk,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
not
how
a
can you
story.
avoid
He's
him?
a
Rum
fucking
bomb.
spoiled little bitch that
yeah,
is
say
not
it.
even playing. He took his ball and went home.
Here's the thing, though. He's fighting
Clearly.
with the head office. The head office should have seen the warning signs and cut bait.
I wish
They just
Doc
refused
Rivers
to.
would have slapped him upside his head.
I think they got
Right?
till December. I think they got till December 15th. At that
I wish
time,
Doc Rivers would have looked
Dude.
over him and said, "Listen here, you little bitch.
There is.
You're gonna do what I say, or I'm gonna slap you upside
slap the shit out of you.
Yeah, because you know Doc Rivers on the inside.
Oh,
He's
he's
thinking
thinking
that.
that.
He's
Of
thinking,
course.
"Listen, you
Doc's
smarmy
old
little."
school too. He's like Ben couldn't play in my NBA
Ben-
back in
Ben
the day.
Ben can get mad at the front office all they want. He requested a trade. They tried to trade him, had no takers.
Nobody
He's
wants
lucky.
that guy. I've been
Right.
saying it forever. The guy's a head case, man. He's an idiot.
Yeah, I
Matching
just
that salary's gonna be
I
hard
did
too.
hear though. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I did hear that by December 15th, they could void the contract because of,
If he's not playing,
I mean, conflict of interest or something like that.
How
It's
can
like
you get away with this? Like just like not doing anything and getting.
Yeah,
it's
right,
like
exactly.
it's just it's such a strange. I've never seen anything like this. He shows up.
I like
basically
Kyrie
just
Irving
goes
way
to
more
the-
than him.
He leaves, like he does this without his agency. Like he just comes on a plane and shows up at the practice facility. Say, hey, I'm here for my COVID test. Hey, here I am. You know,
I
he's
want
like
Doc Rivers to
expecting no
kick
one
his
be
ass.
there.
I seriously want to turn on ESPN in a couple of days and just see
Breaking
highlights
news.
of Doc Rivers beat the shit out of him.
Joel
It
Embiid
will
might
be
beat
the
him to it, man.
greatest. I will
Might,
say
yeah.
this: it will be
I
the
see
greatest
Joel Embiid
30 for
choke
30
slam him.
ever.
Well, you
If
see
they-
what
Joel
Embiid
Embiid
said?
looks like he would choke somebody, right?
Oh,
They would
Embiid
choke
said
slam
he's tired of that guy. Like,
If ESPN ever wants to do a 30 for 30 for the process, it would be the greatest
It would
30
be
for
terrible.
30 you've ever
Nobody
seen.
wants to watch that. Nobody wants to watch
Oh,
the fucking Sixers.
I
now.
mean, from Twitter.
so nobody's
game-
gonna want to watch a 30 for 30 that recaps it.
Listen,
That's
who's a
garbage.
more hateable NBA player right now than Ben Simmons?
Maybe Kyrie.
The problem is,
Kyrie's
man.
right up there.
Kyrie's up there.
I thought
At least Kyrie's saying, "Hey, listen, I have a philosophical difference
reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
got a
around
reason.
vaccinations."
Yeah.
I
Ben
hear
Simmons
they
is being a
trade
bitch.
Kyrie.
There's
Exactly.
a difference. I can
Simmons-
understand someone saying, "Hey, listen, man, this vaccine is relatively new. I've never seen a vaccine put into production so quickly. I'm a little scared here. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if this is going to make me grow a tail a year from now." Ben Simmons is just a bitch.
Ben
There's
Simmons
no
is like,
way-
I can't make free throws, so I'm not gonna play for you guys.
Yeah, so I'm
It's
gonna
not
ask
his
for a trade.
number. It's
What
not his
sense does
fault
that
he
make?
can't make free
I
throws.
I passed the ball when I was at point blank range, and I'm going to blame the organization for that shitty ass.
Exactly.
Like,
One of his
well, they
complaints,
yield
I've
it to
never heard
everything.
this before.
He
One of his
reminds me of a
complaints-
teenage girl, man. It's like blaming or a teenage boy, anybody, a teenager. That's what it reminds me of. Oh my God, everybody else but me is at fault here. Well, no, maybe you jackass, the one that hasn't developed a jump shot, the one that passes the ball when you're at point blank range. Like maybe you're the problem. Why are you looking at all these exterior factors? You're the problem. Go look in the mirror.
You know why?
Trae
Because he's
Young's
been
hair
told
scared
from the
him.
age of 10 that he's
Yep.
the greatest thing since
An
sliced fucking
entitled
bread.
little bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
I can,
And
and
so-
nobody
so when-
wants him now.
No.
So when he gets one little taste of conflict or
Yeah.
adversity, he
Runs.
folded.
Yep.
He folded.
It-
like
It's always
he,
been that
he
way
should
with
have
him.
been so humbled by what happened in the playoffs last year that he worked his fucking ass.
I
What
don't
would
care.
Michael Jordan do to this guy? What would
He
Michael
don't
Jordan?
care.
Michael Jordan would have kicked him right in the balls.
He would've.
Like I don't
Michael
think
Jordan-
Jordan will even-
Michael Jordan would
Yeah,
have
but Ben doesn't
retired,
have any.
got a job as the GM of the Bulls just so he could have cut him and sent him on his way.
I've never seen anything like this, and I've been through a lot here. But I've never seen he complained. One of his complaints apparently was that the team was too good last year. How do you complain about that? What is this? What type of world are we living in?
Listen, man.
Okay,
I'm
I'm done talking about this clown.
Yeah, he
I
is
would
a-
like to.
And now
No,
Philly's
but I
stuck
just
with
don't.
him.
I just don't understand the mindset. I don't understand it. I don't
I mean,
understand
at
the
this point, what do you
mindset.
do? What do you do though? Do you just cut him?
If I was
I
Philly, I
No,
would.
because you
I
got to
would
get
think
money
they
for
can.
him.
Yeah.
This guy is an asset.
Yeah, yeah.
Believe it or not. I mean, he's
Yeah.
still an asset.
Trade him to Maccabi Tel Aviv, right, and get whatever you can back. Send him out to fucking Israel or better yet, like Kazakhstan. Find a team out there that you trade for the whole roster.
Let's trade him for Borat.
The
Yeah,
Kardashians are a curse.
Very nice.
He did date a Kardashian.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hate Ben Simmons. I hate
does
Ben Simmons.
Mongolia have a
Clippers
basketball
with her
league?
now.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Houston,
Send-
Houston would
trade
take the
him over
risk. Would Houston take the risk?
there. No, they don't want to. They don't want to tarnish Jalen Green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leon, you
exactly.
wanna play
You don't
Ted?
want. You don't want that type of guy. If you have a young
You
roster,
don't want that
you
guy
him
in
around.
your
Sacramento. Sacramento can never attract a star. with
Dude, this
Sacramento.
guy has become a pariah. No one wants him.
Yeah.
right.
It's
Why would
crazy
you
they
want
said
that
no for
around?
James Harden though? They could have had James
Leon,
Harden,
send us some maple syrup and a Tim Hortons buffet. We got a deal.
but you got to
Huh?
pay the salary. You didn't pay that
And that's the
salary.
thing. He's on a
That's
max
the thing, this-
contract.
His salary would turn into Canadian over there, though.
I
So
think
Oh,
the
it'd really
Sixers
be
would-
pennies
I
on the
think the
dollar.
Sixers would gladly pay his salary if they could even trade him.
Not all the salary. They would
Not
They would,
all
like-
of it. They take a chunk of it.
take some. They're gonna have to at some point,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
I mean, there's
no
still
one's
Portland.
taking that guy with that salary, man.
There's still
Yeah.
Portland.
Who would pay for who would
Yeah.
pay to feel sick?
Yeah.
And
Sacramento.
if
I
he
feel
wants
would.
out of here so badly,
What?
all he has to do is play.
I also
Just
think you know what I
play
think
good.
Philly's problem is too as well. I think that listen, everybody has said, just get rid of him. I think they're thinking they can get a lot for him. Just trade him for anything.
Well,
Would you
Trade
trade him
him
for
for
Kyrie?
anything.
Would you trade him
It's
for
gotten to
Kyrie?
the point that Philly needs
Yes.
to start thinking, I
But
need
why
to get
would-
somebody great in return. Just trade
Well,
him.
because I would
But
trade
that's
it,
the
yeah, for
problem.
Kyrie, because in Philadelphia, Kyrie would be able to play, right?
Yeah, he could play.
Unvaccinated?
Yeah.
well, they
But
said
why
that
would
maybe
the
they'll
Nets
trade.
do that? Why would the
They-
Nets do that?
Well,
Get rid of the
they,
headache.
they said
Well,
maybe
because
they
they're
would
not
trade
gonna-
for Kyrie.
For get rid of a headache for a cancer? It doesn't make any sense.
Can't
No, you're just trading headaches, but at least
Right.
the headaches
My
can
problem
play in
for
the
yours.
respective team for their respective teams.
Well, what they said was that they could trade for Kyrie and then Kyrie will retire. So that's where our hands are clean.
Listen,
I don't,
man,
I don't
It's a
know why
mess.
anybody would take on Simmons at this point.
Yeah.
I don't either.
I've been saying that though. Didn't I say that? Like, who wants this guy? I said that. I said that like 2 months ago. I said, who wants this guy?
Actually,
Do you
actually,
think the Brooklyn Nets can make him kind of fall in line though with all those
why
stars?
would they want to
like
even
maybe-
try? Why would they even want to try?
If he wanted out of here so badly, all you had to do was play at a high level for 3-4 weeks, and then
Yeah,
you get
exactly.
traded.
Even right now, like,
Doing this
listen,
isn't helping.
yeah,
at
it's a
all.
win-win situation for the Sixers and Ben Simmons if he just shuts his mouth
plays?
and plays good basketball for a month.
Exactly.
Because then
Sport.
the Sixers get something out of it. He gets moved like he wants to get moved, and everybody's happy. But
problem
it's just like for him, it's like this battle now. He's like, the Sixers made me pass that ball when I was sitting under the hoop at point blank range, so I'm not going to help them. Like it's just stupid. Just play ball. Just
Yeah.
play
The
ball.
problem is when
He's
you're
an
disgruntled like
entitled
that,
bitch. I mean, that's all it is.
I'm telling you, man. That's
you're
what
not
he
gonna
is.
get good ball out of it. I watched the same thing happen with the Raptors when it was less social media back then with Vince Carter, and he was like telling the other team the plays and stuff. He just wanted out, and we ended up getting like nothing for him. It's the
He's
same.
a shame to Australia.
It's the same kind of situation.
Damn that man.
Nah, if Ben Simmons went to the Celtics, man, I would not be a Celtics fan anymore. I would
I
hang
wouldn't
up
say
the.
I would enjoy that actually.
That's the
Let
thing.
him
man.
burn.
Hey, at least we'd have a point guard, right? Because
Yeah,
Kyle
that's-
seems
One
to
that
think we
doesn't
need
shoot
one.
or
The
make
Celtics
free
will
throws.
not. They will not. They
They
will
wouldn't trade
not
for
take
him,
that
though.
clown.
Danny Ainge is
Pacers?
too smart for that.
With the Pacers,
It's not Danny
You crazy
Ainge now.
enough?
Send him, send him
Oh.
to
It's not Danny
Cleveland.
Ainge.
Yeah.
Send his ass
Simmons
to
for Jalen
Cleveland.
Brown. Let's make it happen.
Send him
Oh,
to Cleveland.
Jalen Brown. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't getting Jalen Brown for
I'm getting on
Ben
the phone with
Simmons.
Boston. I'm gonna get
You're on crack.
would you do? Would you trade him for Kevin Love? Would you trade him for Kevin Love?
I'll trade him for Garland.
I would trade
Or
him for
Sexton.
Kevin Love and some picks
Trade him for
from
Sexton.
Cleveland. Yeah, they'll be high picks. I'll
I'm
take
trading
that.
for
You ain't getting
Schrader.
no picks for Ben Simmons.
At this point, I just want him gone. I don't care how he's going.
No, but you see
I
how
just want him
short-sighted this
Can't
idiot
believe we
is.
spent 20 fucking minutes on this guy.
No, because it's a polarizing topic.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Guessing where
No,
he
we're all
lands. is a
agree-
big
we're
topic.
all in
Guessing where he
agreement,
lands.
no, we're in agreement. We're in agreement about like that he's a whiny bitch, but we're not in agreement of what should happen to him. Like I
Yeah.
do think the guy should just shut his mouth and play basketball.
Yep.
I don't
Create some
I don't
value
think
for
he can,
himself.
man.
We're way
Huh?
beyond that point.
By
though.
that point, if he steps on the court, it's like 9 against 1. That's pretty much what it is.
Put him
Well,
in
yeah, it's
put him
gotten
in
to the
Gritty
point
Gritty to
that-
take care of him.
That nobody wants to. I mean, if I
Yeah.
was on his team, I'll punch him in the fucking face.
Yeah.
I'll deal with the
Hopefully,
fine.
hey, hopefully Embiid does.
I'll deal with the fine if they're gonna fine me. I'll get fined. I'm knocking the shit out of him.
I don't know how Embiid
Yeah.
hasn't like just rattled.
I bet you
it.
Embiid. I listen, man. What we'll get off the subject now. I mean, I can't stand Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
I
It's
just can't
all the talk here. So
It's a
I'm
mess.
like,
It's a mess.
ugh, I can't just enjoy a season. Damn it.
Why
Yeah,
did the
it's-
Braves
and-
bring in the lead singer of Coldplay to pitch?
Oh baby.
Mm.
You
Uh-oh.
just think your lucky stars Laz Diaz and Angel Hernandez aren't calling your game.
Well,
Ooh.
it doesn't matter because he can't throw a strike anyway.
Mm. Let's just score,
It
Jason.
would be strikes if
5-0.
Laz Diaz was back there.
5-2
5-2.
Atlanta.
5-2
5-2.
now already?
No,
Oh,
no,
man.
Oh, you're gonna
Well,
let,
guys,
you're
this
gonna let
is-
them
this
Dodgers
was-
get back into it?
This was fun.
yeah.
Ben Simmons has creeped his way back into our hearts again. You know.
He
You guys
is a
got any
freak.
MVP predictions? We're gonna do that or no?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
do that real quick. I mean, go ahead. What you guys
I-
got?
I'll take. Pierre mentioned it earlier. I'll take Luca, man. I think.
Yeah, that's what
Luka,
I'm taking.
I think he's gonna. He had an incredible year last year. I think Jason Kidd being there is going to help him. I think Porzingis is going to be used a little, much better than just being a stand-up shooter in the corner. But Luka, he's incredible. That guy, he can do it all. So I got Luka for MVP.
Me too.
I got Giannis. Did we pick our champion?
Leon.
Oh no, we didn't pick our champion yet either.
Yeah,
We pick champions, but I'll just say Joker repeats. He's gonna have to do a lot with Jamal Murray out.
So I agree with all of your picks, but I'm going to go off the board, and I think that he's going to get the sentimental
Ben
vote.
Simmons.
No.
He's going to get the sentimental vote, and LeBron James is going to win his final MVP.
Ooh. You got to play enough games to qualify, though. Will he play enough games to qualify? That's the only thing.
If he plays on Sundays,
exception.
he'll be fine.
All right.
He
Well,
might have to take his annual trip.
how about NBA champions? I got as much as it pains me to say, I got the Lakers.
I got Milwaukee repeating.
I agree. I think we'll have our first repeat champion since when was the last one?
The Lakers.
Was it Lakers?
Oh, the Heat. Sorry, I'm sorry. The Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Heat.
No,
Yeah,
didn't Golden State repeat?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State.
I lose
Yeah,
track.
Okay.
Yeah, who you got?
Okay, give me Miami.
Oh my God.
You're obviously drunk.
I'm with you, Leon.
Yeah.
Miami over the Jazz.
And
You
Heroes
could have had him in
MVP.
Philly, man. You could have had him. You could have had him in Philly, man. He would have been so happy.
Who you got, Neil? Who you got, Neil?
I have Miami over Utah.
Miami. Two of you picking Miami?
Yeah.
You two
So,
are crap. You two are.
I think one thing
crackheads.
we've proven is that as a whole, this panel
Flyers
knows
beat the
nothing about
Bruins.
sports.
Lowry effect.
Listen, nobody ever predict. It's like who gets predictions right? I mean, there's so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Leon's looking pretty good with the Cardinals, though. We have
If
to
you
give him
pick,
that.
yeah, if you pick crazy enough, then
But nah, Leon picked the Cardinals because like he picked up a sports annual and it said, "Hey, if you want to really impress your friends, pick the Cardinals." Same thing that Neil did. Neil, right before he got on the show, he started searching predictions 2021 NBA champions. He saw the
It's right
the
here.
Jazz come up so many times. Oh, Jazz.
It's all here, Pierre. It's all here. I don't need any book.
So do you
Right
guys care
there.
who wins Rookie of the Year? Is that a big trophy for you guys?
I don't even want to predict that.
There's really
because
only two. There's really only two candidates anyway.
Aiden Green.
no.
Kate Cunningham.
I
There's
got
4 or
Jalen
5.
Suggs.
I mean, Jalen Green's going to probably get it just because of all he'll have to do in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
I
it's
don't know.
situational, right? Like what?
Right. Yeah.
And health.
And health. Yeah.
Yeah. There hasn't been a big that won Rookie of the Year in a long time, right? I think
There
Aiden's
hasn't
the
been-
last one.
I was going to bring this. I don't know why I was going to bring this up, but bigs in the NBA don't matter anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's a tweener, right? Everyone's a tweener right now.
Well, no,
There
because
hasn't like this was we were going to do that discussion. We're not doing that
Right.
today, but of Shaq versus LeBron.
Right.
Like, who would you draft first? If there was a Shaq type player that gets introduced back into the NBA,
Oh,
it would
he's
change
first pick
everything.
every time.
it would change. He'd be first pick every time. It would change the whole trajectory of things. Like, what would you do with that guy?
Who's
You
the
think
closest
Giannis is
comp?
hard to cover? You
Shaq
think
was,
Giannis is hard to cover?
Shaq
I-
Put
was-
Shaq in the middle.
Yeah, but
Who's the
Giannis can
biggest
go
comp
around
right
Shaq.
now?
What? How could he cover Shaq? Shaq would score 80 points a game.
Yeah.
There is
so
not a
back
guy
and
in this league right now that can
Yeah,
body up
exactly.
Shaquille O'Neal.
It's a
No,
different.
He
no,
would
I was-
destroy
I was,
them.
I was talking about it on the offensive end. He'd go right around Shaq.
It's
Yeah,
just
anyway,
a different
maybe.
game.
I don't know. Shaq was
Yeah.
awfully athletic. His
Yeah, he
body
was.
fat percentage when he came into the league at 300 pounds was like 4%. He was like, the
he
guy
was
was
running
just
the
like
court.
rock solid.
He was running the court.
He was
Shaq.
good. I don't know. The game's changed too much.
Yeah, big
No,
men have
the
to
game's
shoot.
changed, but listen, what the game did though, it changed, but it's also been aided by the fact that there wasn't a transcendent sort of big man in the middle. It
We haven't
changed
had
for a
one
lot of
since
reasons.
what? Since what? Dwight Howard?
Dwight Howard was nowhere near.
And he was never an offensive like.
Embiid's pretty good.
Yeah,
Dwight Howard was like
Embiid
was
chose
like
the perimeter
was
to
like
prepare.
NBA
Yeah.
eye candy. That's
Yeah.
all he was. He
Well,
wasn't
he
like
played for a
substance.
terrible. He played for a terrible team.
But
in a-
no. But what I'm saying is he looked like something you wanted in the middle, but he really wasn't good.
So was Shaq the true last dominant center?
Yeah.
now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, there's been nobody else like Shaq.
ever.
Well,
There was never
there's
like anybody like Shaq
No one
before
plays
Shaq.
inside like that no more.
no. That's what I'm saying. Like, who's the last
God.
guy that dominated the paint like that?
Dude,
Nobody
if
had
there
run
was a
the floor like
Shaq in the
Shaq
draft
at
right now,
320.
Dwight had a couple years.
if there no, listen, it was a
Defensively.
transitional sort of phase.
Yeah.
He was not Shaquille fucking O'Neal.
No,
okay,
no, I'm not saying
Dwight. Everyone thought David Robinson was this dominant center. Shaquille O'Neal would eat that guy for breakfast. If you put Shaquille O'Neal in a draft right now, a guy just like him right now, the facsimile of him
See,
right now,
that's-
the NBA would change.
I know it was only one finals, but Olajuwon owned him in that one finals, though.
No, Shaq admits it.
In
Shaq
95.
admits Olajuwon is the only guy he can never deal with.
Yeah.
Of course. But
Because
who's
Olajuwon
the
had this good
Olajuwon
move.
right now?
No, there's no Olajuwon. Exactly.
Embiid,
That was a
Embiid-
man. That was a
Giannis-
man.
Giannis
That was
probably
probably
as
with the
close
at that
moves.
point.
Embiid's
That was
kind of
not
close
Shaq
with
in his
those
prime.
moves.
And would you stop with the Sixers talk?
But he is.
Embiid would have no Embiid would have zero chance.
He's got no
Against
cartilage
Shaquille
in his
O'Neal.
knees.
I'm not saying
Zero
he's
chance.
Olajuwon, but he has those moves down low like Olajuwon.
He would get
No,
oh my god. Shaq would fucking annihilate that guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Dude,
not saying
Embiid
he's
is a
Shaq,
product of the era.
yeah. Giannis is probably the closest we have to an Olajuwon. He's not even close to that though. Right? So, yeah, I don't know.
Embiid is no fucking Olajuwon. I mean, I can't even
No.
listen to this.
I'm not saying he's
I know.
Olajuwon. I'm saying his moves down low are like what Olajuwon used to do. Olajuwon's even
So
said.
my moves in the driveway are just like James Harden's too. So like,
Well,
it
If you're,
doesn't
you
matter.
asked who reminds you of Olajuwon, and for me, Embiid does remind me a bit of Olajuwon. I'm not saying he is Olajuwon.
I just have him hanging on the 3-point line, burned in my memory.
And B could be much more dominant if he just decided to just go down low. He's bigger than
Hold
everybody.
on.
He never
Hold
plays
on.
down low.
He's not
he's
that
not
guy.
Shaq, though.
He's not
But he's
that
not
guy.
Shaq,
He's not that guy.
No one's that
He's
guy.
not that guy.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Shaq was
Very
couldn't.
good.
Shaq was ridiculous. How dominant.
It's always difficult when you're trying to compare errors.
I am
It's
charging
just-
Neil $10
Yeah,
every show he brings up the Sixers without being
bring it
asked
on
about them.
anytime.
No,
Okay.
it's okay,
Yeah.
but listen, man.
We spend way too much fucking time talking about the irrelevant Sixers.
But,
First place in
but,
the East last
I
year.
love my team.
but listen,
I know
man.
you
First place
do.
in the
I
East
know you
last
do.
year.
At the end of the day, right? There Shaquille O'Neal was a different sort of animal.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, he's. I mean, he is a generational, multi-generational like exception, right? That we'll never see it anybody like Shaquille
Mhm.
O'Neal. I'm just talking about like a true dominant center,
Yeah.
like a Patrick Ewing or God, who else? I mean, I can't even. I don't want to say Wilt
Tim
Chamberlain.
Duncan. I mean, Tim
He
Duncan was technically a
Tim,
center.
yeah,
He
but
was
he's
a power
power
forward.
Yeah, he's a
forward.
four.
Yeah, but he
Bullshit,
played. Yeah, he
whatever.
played power forward. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I-
There's a lot of these
I know
power
what you
forwards
mean,
really
though.
playing center right now. That's the
yeah, I
thing.
know
What?
what you mean.
It
A
is
lot of the
tough.
centers-
Rudy-
a lot of the
any
power
center
forwards.
today.
Rudy
asked
Gobert
to
is probably
stretch
the
the
only
game out.
true good center we have in the league.
Right.
Jokic.
And that's
Who
what
would
he
you take?
defensively-
Who would you take? Like, so if Shaquille O'Neal and look, now we got into the question. So if Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James were in a draft right now, who you drafting? You get the
Shaquille
number one
O'Neal.
pick. Yeah, of course.
I'm drafting LeBron.
I think.
What the fuck?
I think it's LeBron.
I mean,
Yeah,
for
I'm taking
today's
LeBron.
NBA, maybe
You know, you guys do not. You,
Today's
Leon,
NBA.
you must not have watched enough Shaquille
Oh,
O'Neal
I
because
watched Shaquille. It's just the game has changed.
Shaquille
so
O'Neal
much.
could have scored 60 a game. He was also like,
Yeah, but
he was
the ga-
also
we're-
unselfish.
We're scoring
Yeah.
120 at the 3 line. So I mean, it's
Oh, no,
a
I
way
mean,
different-
it depends. I guess.
Oh no. The game would change, man. You put Shaquille O'Neal back in the league. That's the kind of talent that kind of transcend the kind of talent that would change the way the league is built. I'm telling you, man.
I
There's
don't
just nobody
think
else
so.
like him.
Yeah,
He might
so
fall out
that's
a
one
lot,
team
though.
you have to.
What would
play.
you do? What would you do if you're the fucking Golden State Warriors, right? And you're
Fallon.
going to go play a team that's Shaq in the middle? Like, what are you going to do?
Draymond.
Dude,
Lose.
Foul him.
You're gonna look. You can't foul that guy. It didn't
Okay.
You think Steph Curry's gonna foul him?
Okay,
He's gonna
okay,
toss
look-
Steph Curry off like a party favor.
That's fine. But okay, let's look at this. Shaq's like career best field goal percentage was 55, right? I mean, the Golden State Warriors are shooting that from the 3-point line. You're trading twos for threes. It's a completely different game than it was when back when Shaq.
Man. Listen, if
And you
Shaquille O'Neal enters the league right now, the game
You put
changes.
5 guys on it. You play a zone, put all 5 guys in the paint. Just don't let him get the ball.
So you don't think that they're going to have anybody else playing on the fucking team? Like, I mean, it's going to change the game.
Let
Like,
him. Let them.
Let them all collapse on him. And you know
let
how much
those
easier
other
it is to
guys
shoot a
beat you.
3-pointer when 5 of you are trying to hack Shaq?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Let those other
Come
guys
on,
beat
man.
you.
No.
They're gonna have-
You're trying to listen, Jason. You're trying to tell me that the answer would be to just everyone collapse on Shaq, and then what do you think?
Right.
It's going to be Larry Mull and Curly outside? Like they're going to just
Right.
shoot.
Well,
My
in order
only, my
to
only
get
point
that
to
draft
pick-
pick, in order to get that draft pick, they're going to have to trade for guys like Ben Simmons and whatever. And so you're going to have a Ben Simmons and some garbage on your team.
Dude,
around.
listen, man. It would change. The best way to slow down an offense like Golden State would be having someone like Shaq in the middle. On the offensive end, it slows the game down, gets people out of the rhythm. You get it. That's what ends up happening, man. That's what ends
Dude,
up happening.
really, all you got to do is high-low him and don't even let him get the ball.
Okay, if that worked, then how come it didn't work when he was in the league and he was fucking dominating?
Yeah,
It was a.
He didn't just have Kobe, man. He won without Kobe. He had Penny Hardaway, who honestly, Penny Hardaway, what a cool name. He was fantastic with Penny Hardaway too, and Penny Hardaway was nothing compared to Kobe Bryant. Shaquille O'Neal is a transcendent talent that if you put him in the league right now would change the way the game is played. Period.
There's
no question.
To me, LeBron is less replaceable than Shaq.
Yeah.
What?
That's how I feel. Yes.
Yep.
I can name comparable players right now in the league to LeBron James. If you put Shaquille O'Neal in the league right now, there'd be no comparable player. None. There wasn't a comparable player when he was in the league.
Yeah, but how many? I mean,
No, you're wrong. You
What-
are
what I'm
wrong.
what
There's
I'm
no
saying is-
comparable to Shaquille O'Neal.
I agree. How many championships did he win? How many times did he make it to the finals?
How many did he
LeBron's
win?
got all them.
How many
beat.
championships did Shaquille O'Neal win, Jason?
4.
Okay. How many did
LeBron's got
LeBron
6.
win? Huh?
Doesn't he have 6?
Nah, LeBron
5.
got
5. 5. Right.
4.
No.
It's the only
4.
answer.
2 with Miami, 1 with
But he's been
Cleveland.
to the finals. What 9 years?
And he
in a row?
also jumped from team to team and built around them.
So did Shaq.
No, he only no.
How many
Shaq,
teams did Shaq play for? He played for like 8.
yeah, he played for 2 relevant teams in his
The
career.
rest of
Really.
them don't count. I think Phoenix, Boston, Cleveland don't really.
He was
count.
a Celtic great. Come on.
Those don't really count.
I don't know. He's not changing. He's not changing the way the game is played. He's not.
I think Shaq changed.
This is laughable to me.
Shaq
No.
changed the
The
That's
talent,
right.
it's just because the
Changed the
talent
free
doesn't
agent
exist. If the talent like Shaq existed right now, the game would be forced to change. Or you'd get beaten.
Shaq was one of the big
You're
guys to
trading
change the
twos for
free agent
threes. You're
rules,
trading
though,
twos for threes.
because
You're not
they-
trading twos for look, dude.
You
You're
make all
not
the
trading
twos you
twos
want.
for threes. You're not trading twos for threes. You're slowing down the entire game. You're slowing down the fucking game. You're
You're
slowing
trading
it down.
twos for threes.
Then what you're going to do is you're going to throw it into Shaq, and everyone's mentality is to be, oh, hack Shaq. And he's going to kick it out to some BJ Armstrong type player or some Steve Curry type player that's just going to throw up threes. So it's going to change the game where people are going to have to balance out the floor. That's what they'd have to do. It's no longer going to be this stupid. It would be good for the NBA.
Look, I get what you're saying. There's no counter to Shaq. All I'm saying is I just think LeBron does a little bit more. That's all I'm saying.
I can't even fathom the things that are coming out of people's mouths right now. I appreciate all you guys. I love you guys, but there's Shaquille O'Neal.
I get what you're saying.
was
There's no
dominant at a
counter.
different-
You can't counter Shaq, right? He's going to change the game.
You can't.
He's going to dominate you and whatever.
You put him in the Eastern Conference right now. You think
I'll
anyone's
take
talking about Giannis? You
You're
think they're
all
talking about Embiid? You think they're talking about those guys? They're talking about what do we do to beat him?
Happy 75th NBA season, everyone.
You wouldn't even but you wouldn't even need like you wouldn't even need a Steph like a Steph Curry or a Klay Thompson. You would just need good shooters and facilitators. That's all you need around them. In this game today,
You go out and trade for Taco Fall, and you got Shaq Stop.
You've got to be kidding me.
Taco Fall. You can guard the inbound.
just have him stand in the paint.
You couldn't even guard
Shoot that, Shaq.
Yeah, just get Bull, Taco Fall.
Yeah,
Those
the other thing
those
too.
footage guys ain't
The
gonna
other
stop
thing
that.
too.
Listen,
The other thing too. In today's game, Shaq would get called for a charging foul on just about every possession.
oh my God. What are you
Just by-
talking about?
Just by his turning around.
Oh, Jason.
No,
Now you're digging deep here.
No,
now
I'm
you're
not,
digging. Now you're saying that Shaquille O'Neal would be a non-factor because everything would be a foul.
yeah.
Jason Mead.
What?
Jason Mead.
You know,
Enough's enough,
I got
buddy.
you thinking. I got you thinking.
No, you don't.
I got you thinking.
No, you got me worried for you because you're saying some wild shit.
Got you thinking.
One
Yeah,
thing,
oh,
one thing
well,
that
you know, I would be one of the best GMs in the NBA of this group here.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
You'd
I
have
don't
that
know.
hood on and
So-
everything. It would just be.
you have a lot of
The
Toronto
Emperor-
bias and a lot of
You're like-
Philly bias, so that's a lot of players. you
Just a
would be
puppet
choosing.
master. Just a puppet master here.
Oh my God. So wait a second. So Kyle, are you with me on this? You would take Shaq?
Oh no, I
Of
would
course.
definitely take Shaq. I would
Because of
definitely
course
take
Kyle's gonna agree with you.
Listen, what I've seen Shaq. Obviously, we all seen Shaq play. I've never seen nobody as dominant as Shaq. No matter what you try to do to him, you wasn't stopping that man.
Listen, he basically would
Stop
move
it.
David
He
Robinson.
was 320 pounds that could run the floor like he was a guard. He,
Could not
was
run the floor
insane.
like that. What?
Yes, he was. The dude
Okay,
was highly athletic. You're thinking
he
about
was
Shaq?
so athletic.
No, you
not
were
with the
thinking about.
Magic.
I'm not talking about
For his,
fat
like,
Shaq
first
when he was
four or
with
5 years
Shaq's
in
peak didn't
Orlando,
last
maybe.
as long.
Orlando and Lakers.
You can't.
Shaq.
It doesn't matter. I would take 8 years of that guy fucking people up over LeBron.
20 years, over 20 years of LeBron.
You're not getting LeBron for 20 years if you draft him right now. Period. You're not getting him for 20 years. Okay, let's be real. He's going to jump ship every time he feels like there's a better opportunity somewhere else. So you're getting him for 3, maybe.
That's
okay?
the original guy who did that, though. He brought Orlando third year in the league,
Oh, my
brought him to the
God.
finals. He
No.
left as an unrestricted
Nah.
free agent.
My
to
Celtics
LA.
are the one that started assembling teams, not Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm not saying assembled.
My Celtics are the ones that did that.
The Rockets
They had to
shot.
change the rules for restricted and unrestricted free agency a lot because of Shaq, a lot because of T-Mac. Because he left after 3 years.
The biggest thing
Orlando
they had to
didn't
do was
get a
change the
thing
rules
for him.
because he was too fucking dominant. It didn't. Listen, he would change the game right now.
He was incredible.
Period.
The NBA
And
stopped
Jason's
letting
talking about he
guys
couldn't
leave
run up the floor. The
after
dude,
3 years.
the dude was the most athletic 330-pound guy you're ever going to see in your life.
I'm
Sure.
not
And
disagreeing
Orlando
with
got
you.
Look up his
3 years out of
body
it.
fat when he came into the league. Look up his body fat.
Yeah,
It's insane.
That's when he was 20 years old. By the time he was
Leon
25.
Bedell.
What do you think? What am I drafting a 40-year-old now? I asked if he was drafted right now. Who are you going to
Freshman out of
take?
college. He was a freshman out of college, right?
Yeah,
When
He was
got
sophomore.
drafted.
Sophomore,
yeah,
sophomore. 2
and his
years.
body fat. Go look up his body fat.
I don't
You
know.
guys are thinking of Shaq at the end of his career. You're not
No,
thinking
yeah,
about
this is
Shaq when he was
Orlando and
fucking
Shaq.
breaking backboards and slamming.
I
Just
No,
I
I get
know
it. I get
what
it.
you're talking
I'm just
about.
saying he left after 3 years of that. That's all I'm saying. He went to LA right after. Orlando didn't get a thing for him.
Well, if according to Shaq, the reason why he left is because they didn't want to offer him big time money. They weren't willing. They wanted to give it to Penny, so that's why that's why he left.
sounds like another smart move, right?
Of course.
Another
Not
smart move.
Not the greatest franchises, but
Oh yeah.
the rules on restricted and unrestricted free agency, a lot has to do with
Yeah.
Shaq and T-Mac.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is I would take Shaq in a heartbeat over LeBron if I was drafting right now.
Just
And
look at
there's no
2000 from 99 to like 02, 03. Those are the most dominant years I've ever seen.
Yeah, he was great.
He
How many
was
champions?
unstoppable.
He had Kobe though.
Okay, but
Yeah.
Shaq was the focal
He
point.
helped Kobe.
But Shaq was the focal point. It was
So,
Shaq.
well, why isn't it Kobe had Shaq? Like, I don't understand. Like, why isn't it Shaq had Kobe? Why isn't it Kobe had Shaq? Like,
I mean,
we're just kind of altering the storyline or the narrative to make it fit what the argument is.
Because Kobe
why
won
isn't it
one
that what?
Because Kobe won one without Shaq. He won 2, didn't he?
Well, that was after. I mean, but that was after
Shaq
he had
kind of
already-
did it with D Wade, but he wasn't the focal point when he went with Miami.
I mean,
So what,
if Kobe
you want to go into
never
that? So those
goes to the
semantics,
Lakers-
I'd argue the same about Kobe. Then how about that? I don't know.
And
What's the point?
But Kobe won
you
2.
know
I
what,
just don't
Kobe-
understand why, if two guys are in their prime, we're automatically saying Shaq had Kobe.
Yeah.
Why? Why are we saying it that way?
I mean, it's
You don't think
easier
that was
to
a
look-
mutually beneficial relationship?
I do. I definitely do. I think part of the reason why they split up is because they wanted to see what they could do without each other. But all I'm saying is a lot of his dominance comes from being able.
Listen,
to
I don't want to
play with-
badmouth Kobe, right? But I think a lot of it had to do with a poor relationship between the two of them. I don't know why we're talking about they wanted to.
So all I'm saying is, Shaq, whenever he won a championship, had a superstar player alongside with him, right? We can all agree on that. Whether he was the focal point or not. LeBron beat the best team in the NBA pretty much by himself.
Kyrie.
Are
When
you talking about
Without
Kyrie.
Kyrie, arguably Kyrie was more important in that win than he was.
I don't know. I don't know.
Whether you like Kyrie or not, whether you
was
like
good.
him or not,
He was
I'm
pretty
also
good in the finals that year.
a 38-year-old Tim Duncan. You know what's the thing with LeBron? I've always said this. I'm not taking nothing from LeBron. He's incredible. One of the top 2 or 3 players ever. But the argument with me is that he was never so dominant per se, because when he was during his time, other people won championships during his time. That's just what it comes to. Other players have won. They've ate. That's how I look at it. They've ate. That Spurs team with Duncan that was like 37 years old already. Yes, they were a better team. But he had D Wade and Chris Bosh that was still, and they got smoked.
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen saved them. I mean, I don't know. LeBron, like I said, I'll take Shaq, man. I'll take Shaq.
I think even when you take all that stuff out, like I don't know. To me, like when you look at dominance, like to me, I just don't think there's ever been a comparable to Shaq. There are comparables.
At his position.
I'm not saying they're as good. I'm saying there are comparables to LeBron. I think Larry Bird is a comparable to LeBron. If you look at them statistically and what they did in their careers, Larry Bird is as ugly as he is, he's a comparable to LeBron.
I can't speak on Larry Bird.
No, he is. Go look at statistically. Go look at it. Look, the closest comparable player to LeBron is Larry Bird.
Larry was a bad man.
I would draft Larry.
Larry was
LeBron.
That's why I'm a good GM. I mean, I have a Larry and Shaq on my team.
No, but what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is, like, when you're looking at talent and comparables and where you would go and who can, like, there's no one like Shaq.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah, he was a freak of nature, man.
There's no one.
It was, but he also got beat by Chauncey Billups.
No, he did, but got beat by and Rip Hamilton.
In that finals though.
Yeah, but Malone got hurt in that finals,
If
and
you're
they were
if
kind
you-
of at that point. The Lakers were a mess with Kobe and Shaq. They just weren't.
So if everyone's available, right? Everyone's still drafting Jordan 1, right? Like that's not a debate.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
me.
I would draft. I would probably draft. I don't know, man.
You take Jordan.
That
you
would
go
be
down.
tough.
MJ.
I'm drafting Wilt
Jordan
Chamberlain.
beat Shaq in the
You're
playoffs.
going Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, the still
No, man, because Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell both were fantastic,
You
but
gotta
they
see who
played
they
in
did
an
it
era.
against. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
But
what
it's
introducing
hard.
Shaq. Hold on, let me get this out because this is basically proving my point. That's what Shaq would do to the league right now.
yeah. Well,
Wilt had no comparable. He had nobody that could cover, nobody that could play defense on him. That's why he was so, and he was a good player, right? But he also had no comparable, no one that could play him, no one that could play defense. That's the era. That's what would happen if you introduce Shaq right now.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you would do. You would alter the trajectory of the NBA.
I don't think so. Maybe for that one team, but I don't think everybody.
What do you think everybody in the league was doing when Wilt Chamberlain was there? What do you think they were trying to figure out?
they were crying. Like, I mean,
What were they trying to figure
right,
out though?
but what I'm saying is like
Well, you're not
they
answering my
changed the
question.
rules. They changed the rules because of Wilt Chamberlain. Like they widened the lane, whatever. What I'm saying is like Shaq, a guy like Shaq, only one team's going to have something like that, right?
And it's going to be the team
So-
everyone's going to want to beat.
Sure, but it's not. You can't just go change the NBA because the players aren't available to do it.
It
Like,
wouldn't
you know what I'm
happen
saying?
like it. No, Jason. What I'm saying is it wouldn't happen overnight. But what would happen is there would be this shift because everyone's trying to chase that.
I mean,
And it would create a cultural shift in the NBA where they would be more big men, and it would be better for basketball. Period.
We'd get more big men drafted, and we get more Brian
Absolutely.
Scalabrinis, and we'd get more just talentless tall men.
Shifts like this would not happen. Shifts like this would not happen overnight. It would happen as a reaction to this sort of move, this sort of moment. If a
And
guy
plus
like him's introduced into the league, everyone is going to be trying to figure out how to stop that. And then it creates it would create this whole like seismic sort of movement where even big kids would want to be in the NBA. It would just change everything.
I don't think that's ever going to happen because the game, even at the youth level,
No one
has
would have
changed.
thought this stupid shit would be happening either, with people chucking up threes all game.
Right, but it's completely like 7-footers don't play in the paint anymore, right? Like they shoot threes. They
Because
have
there's not one equipped
and
to do it.
what I'm saying is we won't ever see it again.
We will.
Because actually, if you're 7 foot tall and 300 pounds, you got football pads on.
No, it's all all this stuff works in circles, man. It all comes back around.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see
The
it again.
NBA
The
will
game's
not
changed too
always
much.
be the way it is right now. It will not.
He's such an anomaly that we'll have to wait a long time before we see someone.
No, it doesn't have to be exactly him.
Yeah.
It could be Giannis, and then the next guy gets a little bit bigger and stronger.
Mhm.
A little guy stays in the paint. Another guy stays in the paint a little bit longer.
Well, Zion's
There's a
Zion's
coach.
doing
There's
his
a
best.
coach that wants to disrupt things. There's a coach that wants to disrupt things and wants to go about things his way, be more defensive minded, more focused on the paint, and everything just changes.
Zion's
happen
doing
again.
his best to catch him in weight, though. I think the last report he's over 300. He's looking.
Yeah, his
completely
game's different though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely
No, it's good that we had an argument, man. It makes it more
No, it's not
exciting.
personal. It's not personal. I mean, it's better than all of us just saying yes to everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything does evolve, right? So what's old is new again. Things do tend to come back. I don't know if it's ever going to be like it was when, we were growing up watching, the NBA in the 90s when you had all those dominant big men down low. I don't know if those days are truly ever going to come back again. I do think that there could be a hybrid type where you can shoot, you can go down low. We see Giannis trying to develop that shot right. You see other big men who do have a lot of moves down low can still shoot from the outside. So you might see more of that. It's kind of a fascinating thing to think about what could happen. But until a big man comes into the league and that's where he is down in the block and he dominates down there, it's going to take that. It's going to take that breaking of the ice to do that, and who knows when that's going to be. But I do agree. I think at some point it is something that could come back into the game. But it's a fascinating game. I've always loved this game. Been so many great players. I know they're celebrating the 75th this season, so you kind of reflect on a lot of those great players.
Yeah, and Renaissance man, like sitting here telling me that I want 74 to 68 games, that ain't happening again. I didn't say that. Like I don't know, like you're awfully contrary to me specifically. That's okay. You have the right to do that, but I'm going to tell you that's not what I said. What I said is there's going to be more balance in the game again.
Yeah.
No one wants, as much as everyone thinks everyone wants to see people chucking up threes all game. I personally don't. I don't want to see a 3-point shooting contest every time I turn on an NBA game.
That's why I don't watch the NBA. That's why I don't.
And I don't think the average NBA fan wants to see it.
Yeah.
Do people want to see, 75 to 73 games? No one wants to see that either. But there's a balance in the middle somewhere where there's more of a flow of the game.
95 to 100. It's right in the sweet spot. But that's to be honest, I don't watch the NBA regular season.
Why?
It is boring. It's boring. to me.
You should be hoping for what I'm asking for.
I just don't think we're going to see it again.
We will. It'll happen. It's just, it may not be, it's not going to be this year. It's not going to be like 10 years from now, the NBA game's going to look different. Just like it did 10 years before. We never thought we'd be seeing this. Who thought we'd be seeing this right now?
Like right now, if you have a 20-point lead, you don't really feel safe at all.
But you're still in every game with the way the shooting is now.
It's so crazy. Like
Game is never over, literally.
I just don't personally want to turn on a game and see people just sitting
I
around the
agree.
3-point arc.
Teams are averaging 43 pointers a game. It's like
That's why Giannis is kind of refreshing to watch because he's cutting to the hoop. He's like, I don't know, he's doing different. Even LeBron to a degree, like he's taking it to the rack. I mean, you miss that, you know?
well, right now they took down that foul baiting rule, right? You can't jump in.
you can't like jump into defenders and stuff.
You're starting to see, guys, you're starting to see the earmarks of some of this. Like you're starting to see rule changes that are trying to shift it into something else. Like that's what I'm saying. This isn't going to be something that just morphs on its own. There's going to be a bunch of different things that occur that create this. And people say Steph Curry changed the game. I don't know about that. I think there was all kinds of stuff that went along with him. He just benefited from it. And he was able to exploit it faster. That's all.
He did.
I don't necessarily think he's a better shooter than Ray Allen. I really don't. I don't.
But he's a better ball handler and shooter.
He's pretty good
combined. Like he can get his own shot. Ray Allen
needed
to spot up.
Well, Ray Allen with Milwaukee and Seattle was.
No, I don't know if I agree with that. I think I'm never going to say that Ray Allen's as good a ball handler.
But I still think
Curry.
Steph all time. I think all time Steph, when it comes down to it, I think Steph, because the way he can do it off the dribble, not that Ray Allen couldn't. I'm not saying because Ray Allen was incredible too.
He might not be better than Clay.
Yeah.
He might not be better than Clay.
Well, he is now because I think people are underestimating. I don't think Clay's going to be the same.
No, he might not. With those 2 injuries, that's tough to come back. People don't usually
He's not coming back till February either, right? February?
They don't even know yet, I think. But
It's a shame.
Play him on Sundays.
Listen, this was a great. This was actually a really good conversation. I like the debate, man. It feels good to do that every now and then.
If any NBA teams are out there watching and need an assistant GM, you know who to call.
Yeah.
We all got different philosophies. You could tell.
Jason for hire.
It's not even just about philosophies. It's like projecting what things, what sort of shifts would occur from certain things happening. You know, being able to see around corners and try to predict what could happen. No one's ever going to be 100% accurate, but listen, man, I do think I don't think the NBA is going to be the same 10 years from now than it is right now, because I think people are going to get tired of this.
I think it's going to be worse. There's going to be a 4-point line where it should be jacking it up from half court.
No, man, I think at the end of the day, like money kind of dictates all. Yeah. So if fans get tired of this and they don't want to see this sort of brand of basketball anymore, they're going to change it.
Yeah.
They're going to find a way to instill the change.
Yep.
That's just what will happen. And we see it in every sport, man. Look at every major sport 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But the only thing they can do right now that would change it is goaltending's allowed on 3-pointers.
No, man. They could reinstate a more physical brand of basketball and allow more
of
the physicality. But you say that now, but this is the thing. Like they could this brand of basketball could wear on people. And then as soon as ticket sales are down, it's not the same amount of like fanfare around the NBA. What are they going to do? They're going to say, what do we need to do to get our money back? That's what this is all business, man.
I think the big thing what they got to do right now, they got to shorten the games. I don't think the young people's attention spans can last.
No, but are you following me on my point though? Like it's about the money, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if you look at all these major sports, if we were to really sit back here, right? If all of us sat back here, took baseball, basketball, and football, the 3 major professional. I'm not saying hockey, but these 3, right? And we looked back 10 years versus now, or 15 years, or 20 years versus now. You see what they did. They all rebranded and changed the product. Mm-hmm. Quarterbacks are always the MVP.
Yeah.
Has baseball changed?
Yeah.
The steroids were allowed. It was almost encouraged.
Yeah, I think
sure.
analytics changed baseball. for
Analytics
sure.
changed baseball completely.
But think about
It's-
the
I mean,
NFL specifically though. Barry Sanders could be an MVP. Thurman Thomas could be an MVP. They
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have a
that's
fucking shot right now. It's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, running backs are like so devalued right now. They just.
But
use
that's
them
what I
when they
mean.
use them.
Why? Why? Because airing it out is more fun. It looks
Sells
better.
more tickets.
Yeah.
I think
More
like
points.
the free agent rules and stuff like that. Like you can franchise tag someone and not pay them properly. There's a lot of that stuff that happens too with
Right.
the running back.
You
I
see-
mean, look at the year Derrick Henry is having, right?
Yeah, they're the
Continue at
outlier.
this pace, he'll probably break.
He's the 8th. He is. Odds are he's number 8 or 9 in line to win MVP this year.
No, exactly.
Like,
That's what I was gonna say. He's not even gonna probably have a chance to win the MVP. And look at the year he's having.
Yeah.
And he probably won't get a long contract.
You know.
No, because he's got all his miles on.
Mhm.
They're just gonna
okay,
keep
what about the, all
franchising
right? So
him
let's go to
until
the
he falls
NBA
off.
now. Let's go to the NBA now. Renaissance Man was bringing up this thing about 76 to 72 games. He's right. So 10 years ago, 12, 15 years ago, you did see those, right?
Yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
Some all the time. Some all the fucking time. What do you see now?
Every time you saw them.
Now
I
if you're
remember
not
they
averaging
rebranded the
100 is a
league.
problem.
They
Now if
gave-
you're
They
not averaging
rebranded the
100,
league.
if you're not
They
averaging
they
100 points,
Look,
rebranded
look
the
at,
league.
look at the final scores from those Bulls championships
Offense,
yeah.
offense
compared to
sells.
what you have now.
Even if you go to
Now-
like the mid 2000s, there were games that was,
Yeah,
between
yeah.
the Pistons and Pacers, some low 70 score games.
But look at the playoff scores are going to be way lower.
Yeah,
than
of course.
regular season.
It's more
scores
intense
anyway.
in the playoffs, definitely.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I can't watch, like I was saying, I cannot watch regular season NBA basketball anymore.
Yeah,
It's changed to the point where it's boring.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think my deeper point is like all this stuff 10 years from now, there's gonna be more change. It's
Yeah.
gonna be something else. It's gonna be and sometimes it's almost like fashion. It's gonna go backwards back to what it was, or whatever, man. I mean, it's just not gonna be the same. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
How do you let Albert Pujols get a hit?
Don't
I
worry.
can't even swing the bat anymore.
That guy's a
Jesus.
truck.
Here come the Dodgers.
You
Oh
see, he
my
called
God.
into the bullpen yesterday or something for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that.
He's like the assistant manager
Beat
now.
those
Yeah.
Braves.
Yeah. Well, listen,
Go-
Pujols'
Oh, fuck.
greatness can't be understated.
Neil's not
No,
on
no,
next
he's
week.
incredible.
Well, guys, I think it's time to wrap up. An hour and 40 minutes of sports talk. This flew by though.
I feel like
Woo,
we yelled at each other for at least an hour.
marathon.
Nah, it was good though.
That
It
was
wasn't
a good-
anything
it was a good
personal. No one was
conversation.
personal.
Pierre yelled. I was talking in a calm, reasonable fashion.
You were yelling too. Everyone here yelled at one point.
Yeah.
Even Kyle.
Miami.
My,
All right, guys. Well, you guys ready to wrap up for the night?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
this was fun. Leon, take us away, big fella.
Yeah, shout out to the 27 people still rocking with us. If you guys are watching this in the future, please subscribe to the channel, rate, review, and subscribe. Viewsfromthevault.com for official merchandise. Podcast still available. For Neil, Kyle, Jason, Pierre, and Leon. We out, guys.